Have you ever tried to escape your body by living inside your thoughts? What if the way out of overthinking is not more thinking, but feeling? And what is the body you usually ignore is the very doorway to freedom? Welcome back to Daily Mindfulness Practice on L&E channel. Today, we're not trying to fix anything. We're not trying to become calmer, wiser, or more spiritual. We're simply going to feel on purpose. Because here is a quiet paradox. The more deeply you enter the body, the less tightly you cling to it. In the early Buddhist discourses, especially in the Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta of the Majjhima Nikaya, MN10, and Dīha Nikaya, DN22, the Buddha begins the path of mindfulness not with philosophy, not with belief, but with the body. Contemplating the body in the body, he says, not the idea of the body, not the story of the body, just the body as it is. Why would awakening begin with something so ordinary? Maybe because what is ordinary is the most overlooked miracle. Before we scan anything, let me ask you something gently unsettling. When was the last time you fully felt your left foot? Not moved it, not looked at it, but truly felt it from the inside. We live as if the body is a vehicle. We steer it, feed it, decorate it, but rarely do we inhabit it. And yet, every joy, every fear, every heartbreak you've ever experienced has been registered in this body. Anxiety, tight chest. Anger, heat in the face. Shame, collapse in the stomach. Love, warmth spreading quietly. The body has been whispering your entire life. Today, we listen. Find a comfortable position, sitting or lying down. Let your hands rest wherever they naturally fall. No special posture required. You're not trying to impress anyone, not even yourself. Gently close your eyes if that feels safe. Take one slow breath in and let it go. Here's another paradox. You don't need to relax to begin. You only need to notice. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Don't imagine it. Feel it. Is there tingling, pressure, warmth, nothing at all? And if there is nothing, notice that. In the Anapanasati Sutta, MN 118, the Buddha teaches awareness of breathing as a foundation, but breath awareness eventually expands into full body awareness. Because the body is not separate from the mind. When you feel the body clearly, the mind settles naturally. Not because you force it, because it has something real to rest on. Move your attention slowly down to your forehead. Are the muscles tight, soft, neutral? Perhaps you didn't realize you were frowning. Perhaps you didn't realize how much effort you carry in the face. You don't have to change it. This is awareness without control. And here's a question that may surprise you. If you are aware of tension, are you the tension? Or are you the knowing of it? Let your awareness move to the eyes, the space behind the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw. Is the jaw clenched? Many of us hold unspoken words there. Conversations we replay. Things we wish we had said. Notice. Let attention drop to the neck and throat. The throat, where words form, where truth sometimes gets swallowed. Is there tightness, openness? You are not diagnosing, you are discovering. Move to the shoulders. If stress had a favorite hiding place, this might be it. Feel the weight, not the idea of my stressful job or my responsibilities. Just the raw sensation: heaviness, warmth, pressure, vibration. In the Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta, the Buddha emphasizes direct experience. He understands there is a body, not my body, not beautiful body or aging body, just body. What happens if, for a few minutes, this is not your shoulder, but simply sensation appearing? Move down the arms, upper arms, elbows, forearms, hands. Feel the palms from the inside. There may be subtle buzzing, tiny pulses of life. Here is another gentle paradox. The more closely you look, the less solid everything feels. What seemed like a solid hand becomes flickering sensation, changing, vibrating, alive. Impermanence is not a philosophy. It's happening in your fingertips right now. Continue to the chest. Notice the breath moving, not controlling it, just feeling it, rising, falling. Is the breath shallow or deep? Is there tightness around the heart area? If there is sadness, it might appear as pressure. If there is fear, it might feel like contraction. You don't need the story. The body tells the truth without commentary. The Buddha spoke of feeling tone, Vedana, in the teachings on mindfulness of feeling, Vedananupasana. Pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Right now, in your chest, what is the feeling tone? Pleasant? Unpleasant? Neutral? See how quickly the mind wants to label, judge, adjust. And yet, can you let the sensation be just sensation? Move down to the upper back, so often ignored. Perhaps there's tightness between the shoulder blades, perhaps warmth, perhaps numbness. Numbness is also a sensation. Here is a question that can shift everything. If you can feel numbness, is it truly numb? Bring attention to the stomach. This is where we feel anxiety most clearly. Maybe there is fluttering, maybe heaviness, maybe nothing dramatic at all. Let's explore a real-life example. Imagine you're waiting for an important email. You don't know if it's good news or bad news. Before the email even arrives, the body reacts. Tight stomach, slightly faster breath, maybe a subtle buzzing in the chest. The story hasn't happened yet, but the body is already responding to imagination. So here's the paradox. Most of our suffering begins as sensation, but becomes suffering only when the story attaches. In the second noble truth, the Buddha points to craving and clinging as the cause of suffering. Notice how quickly we cling, not only to pleasure, but also to fear. Continue scanning. Lower abdomen, hips. The hips often store long-held tension, long hours sitting, unprocessed emotions. Feel the contact points, where the body meets the chair or the floor. Pressure, warmth, stability. Move into the thighs, large muscles, often unnoticed unless they hurt. Notice temperature, density, subtle vibration. You might begin to realize something surprising. The body is not a static object. It is a field of changing sensations. This insight echoes the contemplation of elements in the Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta: earth element, solidity; water element, fluidity; fire element, temperature; air element, movement. In your thighs right now, can you feel solidity, warmth, movement? Now, the knees. Perhaps slight discomfort, perhaps ease. If there is discomfort, try this experiment. Instead of thinking, my knee hurts, break it down. Is it pressure, sharpness, heat, pulsing? When you dissect sensation gently, something magical happens. it becomes dynamic instead of overwhelming. Pain transforms from enemy to information. Move down to the calves. Feel the skin, the muscles beneath, then the ankles, and finally the feet. The soles, the toes. Again, feel from the inside. You have arrived at your left foot. Remember the question from the beginning? When was the last time you truly felt it? Now you are here. And here is another paradox. You traveled nowhere, yet awareness moved everywhere. Pause for a moment and sense the whole body at once. Not in detail, but as one field. Breathing, sensing, alive. Is there tension somewhere? Yes. Is there ease somewhere? Yes. Can both exist at the same time? Often, we think, I am stressed. But if you scan carefully, maybe only 20% of the body feels tense. The rest is neutral or even comfortable. So the statement, I am stressed, becomes less accurate. Perhaps it is more honest to say, there is stress in the shoulders. See the difference? One creates identity. The other creates space. And space is freedom. If sensation is constantly changing, what exactly are you holding on to? Stay with the whole body for a few breaths. Notice subtle waves of sensation, tingling in the hands, movement of breath, slight shifts in posture. Even stillness is moving at a microscopic level. This is direct insight into impermanence, anicca, not as theory, but as experience. And when you see impermanence clearly, something softens. Clinging weakens, because how can you cling to a cloud? Let's deepen. Bring attention again to an area that feels slightly uncomfortable. Maybe the lower back. Instead of resisting, lean in gently. Feel its edges. Does the sensation have a boundary? Is it stable or flickering? Is it constant or pulsing? The Buddha encouraged investigation, Dhamma Vichaya, one of the factors of awakening. This is not passive awareness. It is curious awareness. Here is another paradox. When you stop fighting discomfort, it often loses its aggression. Not always immediately, but often enough to change your relationship with it. Consider an example from daily life. You spill coffee on your shirt before an important meeting. Immediately the body tightens. Heat in the face. Fast heartbeat. If you only notice the story, this is terrible. I look unprofessional. Stress multiplies. But if you pause and feel heat, tightness, breath, you may discover something surprising. The sensation peaks, and then it fades, like a wave. Everything in the body moves in waves. Joy, fear, embarrassment, excitement. If you can ride the wave instead of drowning in the narrative, life changes. Let's return to the whole body again. Breathing, sensing. Now ask quietly. Where does I exist in this field of sensation? Is it in the head, in the chest, in the thoughts, or is there simply experience happening? In the teachings on non-self, anatta, the Buddha invites us to examine, this is not mine, this I am not, this is not myself, not as belief, but as observation. Right now, can you control the tingling in your hand? Can you command the exact temperature of your skin? Sensation arises. Sensation passes. You are the knowing of it. And here is the quiet liberation. If you are the knowing, you are not trapped inside the sensation. Let the body rest naturally. There is nothing more to scan. Simply remain aware of whatever is most obvious: breath, heartbeat, subtle vibration. Awareness itself is calm. Even when sensations are intense, the knowing of them is spacious, like the sky holding clouds. The clouds move wildly. The sky does not panic. What if your awareness is that sky? In daily life, this practice becomes incredibly practical. When someone criticizes you, the first reaction is bodily: tight chest, heat in the face. If you train and body scan regularly, you recognize the pattern quickly. You feel the heat. You feel the contraction. And instead of reacting immediately, you breathe. Space appears. And in that space, wisdom can enter. This is how mindfulness supports ethical living, just as described in the gradual training of the Buddha's path. Awareness first, understanding next, wise action follows. Let's gently prepare to close. Before opening your eyes, ask yourself, did you need to become someone else to practice this? Or did you simply return to what was already here? Here is the final paradox for today. The body is not a prison. It is a teacher. When ignored, it feels heavy. When listened to, it reveals impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and non-self, the three marks of existence. Not as abstract doctrine, but as tingling hands, rising breath, fading tension. Slowly deepen the breath. Feel the room around you. Gently wiggle the fingers and toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Notice the difference. Perhaps subtle, perhaps profound. Either way, something has shifted. You have practiced contemplating the body in the body, just as taught in the Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta. Not perfectly, not completely, but sincerely. And sincerity is enough for today. If you found even a moment of clarity in this practice, carry it with you. When you walk, feel your feet. When you speak, feel your throat. When you feel anger, feel the heat before the words. This is how mindfulness leaves the cushion. This is how awareness becomes life. Thank you for walking inward with us into daily mindfulness practice on L&E channel. If this practice resonated with you, stay with us. Each day, we return to something simple: breath, body, feeling, and discover that what is simple is not small. Until next time, don't escape your body. Enter it, and see what has been quietly waiting for you all along.